Oh, the words from the pages change your world. Your world, they can change your heart, they can change your mind, they can change your life. Welcome to the world, can change your world.
The New Black Wall Street Book Club can absolutely help to change your life, to change your world, and change your mind, because it can help change the way that you think. And if you change the way that you think, you'll begin to change the way that you speak and the way that you act. Change the way that you speak, change the way that you act, you will begin to change your habits. Change your habits. If you change your habits, you'll begin to change your results. And the results that you and I get effectively are what make up our life. This is a New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put it in a book or some type of literature, and we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, The Study of Black Wealth. That book is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. You can find that book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Well, it is Wisdom Wednesday, beautiful people. Let's find out who has joined us here this morning. Grand rising to all of you for our session on motivation. And we're going to get a little bit of wisdom here as we continue along in our series into getting rich quick. Getting rich quick. What the Bible has to say about that. Brother Jaquil is in the house. Grand rising to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Queen Vivian has joined us here as well. Grand rising to you. What's going on with you? Miss Empress of the Blues is in the house. Instagram. Queen Alicia, Instagram. Grand rising to you as well. King Setley, I'm sorry. Grand rising to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Now, we have been talking about this phenomenon, about getting rich quick. And I know that we all probably have something in our heart that says, yes, I want to get rich as quick as possible. But let's understand that to whom much is given, much more is required. And as you and I acquire more riches, and we're going to talk specifically about money, typically that is a magnifying glass about what is in our heart or the character of the person. If you are a kind person, you just simply be more liberal, more kind, more than likely when you get more money. If you are a stooge or a stitch or a grinch or whatever, you'll probably be more of that when you get more money. And so, this holy text really connects the character of a person to how they actually handle or manage money, and it cautions us from this probably human basic desire to be as rich as possible, as quick as possible. It really cautions us about being in a hurry to have more money, to be in a hurry to have more money. What's going on with you? King Anthony is in the house. And so we'll pick up where we left off at yesterday when we had this verse. And I thought it was so profound, but so simple and profound, but yet so simple, but yet so profound. As we pick up where we left off, we're talking about where wealth really comes from. Wealth really comes from. And it says that wealth comes from hard work and sound counsel. Hard work and sound counsel. And then there's this verse, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 19. It says this, that whoever works his land will have plenty. Whoever works his land will have plenty. But he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty. We're going to tackle this one particular scripture into two different sections. Right? I want you to think right now, just in your life, because I'm sure you've been here longer than 20 years, some maybe longer than 30, some maybe longer than 40 years. And think about a time in your life where you realized you were going after a worthless pursuit. And how did that work out for you? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share your experience. Because sometimes, or many times, we learn from the experience of others. But we have to be willing to share those experiences. Was a time in your life where you were going after a worthless pursuit, and it might not have looked like a worthless pursuit while you're going after it because you were enamored by the shiny object. But when you look back over your life, and hindsight is 2020, you realize that was a waste of fucking time. And how did it work out for you? Did it add more to your life, or did it subtract? And now we actually have to think about this as well, because this concept of wealth has much more to do than just money. Money is the lowest form of wealth. Because with wealth sometimes come agony, come strained relationships, just like it did with you who don't have any. Time in your life when you realize, you look back, man, that was not worth my time. That was a worthless pursuit. And how did that work out for you? See, I believe that we are really, as we mature, as we level up in our thinking, we begin to remember the times, and we begin to reflect on our own history. And maturity comes from learning from that history and not repeating that very same reaction to what we had seen before. Level up in your maturity. Worthless pursuits. And how did that work out for you? Now on the other side, we have this talk. It says, hey, whoever works his land will have plenty of bread. Bread represents wealth. Bread represents sustenance. Bread represents obviously food. But whoever works his land, and obviously back in these days, we're talking, farmland, but we work lands all the time, all different types of lands in order to sustain or to get paid or whatever the case may be. Right? Whoever works his land. So I asked this question yesterday, didn't get a whole bunch of responses. What is your land? Have you identified your land? The land that you are supposed to be working right now. Now, of course, this land can change over time, the same way that people change jobs. But this land that you are been given to work right now, have you identified your land? Or are you jumping from plot to plot to plot of land, trying to figure out what is your land, and therefore not really getting a whole bunch of work done? Now, I'll see the key word here is that you say, hey, I can either work or I can pursue. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I can work or I can go pursue. Now, this pursue word is very interesting because I've come to find that you and I were never meant to pursue money. As you and I level up, we become more attractive, then we attract money to us. We attract opportunities to us. We attract high caliber people, but it's all about who we become into what we attract. Who we become comes down to what we attract. Work versus pursue. You got to ask yourself, man, have I been a person that all my life I've been chasing money? All my life, that's been the main thing, to go chase after money. Man, that is a pursuit or a chase that never ends. But when you become a person of value and worth, man, the doors of heaven open up. And you begin to attract all those things, right? It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Notice that thing. Notice that these things will be added. That doesn't sound like you got to pursue it. Doesn't sound like you got to go hard for it. All right, seek ye first. What are you seeking first in the morning? See, too many of us, we're seeking an easy way to get to some money. That's not what the Bible says. Of course, many of us say that this Bible is very important to us, and this is the word of God, but yet do we respect it enough to believe in it, to follow it, to begin to understand it, getting the wisdom and getting the understanding. Seek ye first. Seek ye first. And then all these other things will be added. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is it possible? Especially for many of us who have been attending these places for so long, but not reading the book to then understand the book, that we could be not really following the book that we say we adore. Whoever works his land. That's a good question. Have you really tried to work your land? And I would say, and I would ask you guys this, as you have whatever land that is for you, wherever that is that you put in the effort, the labor, the intensity, the plan, the execution, would you say that if you have done that, have you not found plenty? Plenty of bread or food, plenty of money, plenty of opportunity in your life. Wherever you have given your 100% or 110%, have you not found plenty? And when you gave 15%, but you went and pursued all these other things, have you not found plenty of poverty, plenty of worry, plenty of stress, plenty of aggravation? Have you not found that in your life to be true? Again, sometimes you can just test what the words say and say, well, has this been true in my life? If we really dissect this thing. You can say, man, what looks good is not always good for you. True that, honey. Hey, I lost so much in return for the shiny objects. Lost so much. Chasing money was what I was taught before. Chasing money. And many of us may have been taught this, right? We must understand who we are first. The book is us. The book is us. Let's keep going. So from hard work and sound counsel, he goes on to say, man, working hard leads to having plenty of bread, plenty of money, plenty of joy, plenty of some of the good things you might want out of life. But when you waste your time and are lazy, it leads only to poverty. When you waste your time, Now, I was as I was helping a brother out and doing some coaching for him to help him get back on track. One of the things I said to him, I said, you know what? What would happen for you and your business if you just simply focus on this business for the next year? What I had noticed is that every time that something new came into his life, some new opportunity that may not have anything to do with what his core main thing was, he would go chase it. He'd go chase the MLM. He'd go chase the new opportunity. He'd go chase you can make some money doing this. He'd go chase that. But yet his main thing, everybody put in the console, my main thing. His main thing was not getting the attention that it deserved, especially being that it was his main thing. So I asked him, I said, man, what do you think would happen if you simply focus on your main thing? In other words, I was saying, hey, you married this thing. Why don't you give it the attention that it deserves versus cheating on your main thing and with all these side dates or side hustles? You got a business. Why do you need to hustle? Oh, let me say that again for the people in the back, because I don't think some of y'all in the back heard that. You got this business. Why do you need a side hustle? People, you got this business that needs your attention. Why do you need the side chick, the side piece, the side hustle? So when you waste your time, and you only got so much of it, where does it lead you to? So what he found, he said, man, he took it in. And what he found, said, man, I've been giving my time to all these different things while I was chasing or pursuing worthless pursuits. I wasn't giving my attention to my main thing, and my main thing was suffering. My month to month, right, was declining. My profits were dwindling. And that was leading to what? More stress, because I want to get back to where I was. I said, well, to get back to where you was, you probably want to do what you used to do, which was you gave 100% of your time and effort to your main thing. Lo and behold, he said, man, you know what? You telling me something, and I'm willing to listen. I'm going to set the next 6 months, is what he said. I'm going to focus. Everybody put in console, focus. I'm going to focus on my main thing. What he was simply saying was, I'm going to focus on working my land. Lo and behold, as he did that, as he focused on his main thing, as he focused on working his land, right back to 5 and 6 figures a month. Not a year, a month. Now, why don't I share this story with you? Because I got the same question for you that I had for him. What would happen to you, to your life, to your profits, to whatever it is that you got going on, if you focused on your main thing? Here's the reality. Although many of us, yes, multiple streams of income is necessary. But here's the reality. Some of us do not have the capacity right now to manage multiple streams. And so while you might be saying, hey, I need to get to 7, can you even manage 1? You got to manage 1, and then you can start to manage 2, and then you can manage the 3rd, and then so forth and so on. But this calls building up character in order to how to manage your time so you can manage your streams. Manage your time so that you can manage your streams. Manage your time so that you can manage your streams. Manage your time so that you can manage your streams. Good morning to you, Amanda. Queen Amanda's in the house. Thanks so much for joining us. Your main thing. What is your main thing, by the way? What's that for you? What is your main thing? Brother Anthony King answered, man, side hustle desire equals everybody says I need multiple streams of income. It is miseducation. Miseducation. And Brother Anthony, I would also venture to ask, who is it that is who's the teacher about this stuff? You can't be listening to everybody on social media and everybody that's in the inboxes and everybody. No. Most of them are not teachers. They're just following the followers that's following the followers. Focus. So it goes on to say here, man, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23, one of my favorite verses. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. Now, George Fraser, one of my mentors, says this. He says, when all is said and done, there'll be more said than done. And what we find in this great place that we're in now in society is that we got a whole bunch of people that find themselves talking, using their fingers on social media and all these other platforms. Everybody's got great ideas. Everybody, has something to say about what somebody else should do or should not do. It's all talk. But they're spending their time talking with their mouths or with their hands versus working. That can lead to profit. And then we wonder why many of us may find ourselves in a situation where we're broke, busted, and disgusted. Because we've been doing a bunch of talking. Not enough walking. Hard work. You probably got your eyes on the prize. You're probably putting the pedal to the metal. You're burning the midnight oil. You're putting in the energy and the effort. You ain't got time to talk. You got stuff to get done. You got stuff to do. How you guys find yourself in a situation where, because you don't really realize that you're wasting time, so you allow other people to waste your time. With the scrolling of the social media, with these phone calls that last forever, you're like, I got to get off the phone. I got stuff to do. And all labor, all hard work, there's a profit. Have you ever tried to see if that was true for you? When I worked hard, I got paid. When I worked hard, I got paid. When I put in the effort, I got results. Everybody put in the console results. And I like those results. And if it was something that I liked, then I just know that I need to do it again. Matter of fact, here's the deal. Think about this for a second. There were times in your life where things, started to go sideways, and you were up against the clock, and you had to get something done, and you find yourself right up against this time, right? Whether it be you got to get the mortgage paid or the car paid, or you got to save your business or something like that, and then you went into overdrive with the hard work. And at the end of the day, you were able to accomplish or complete this thing because in all labor, there was profit. But it seems as though we're not against the wall, we're not against this time crunch. We relax a little bit and not get the same results in that short amount of time or that quick amount of time that we did get when we were going hard in the paint. In all labor, there's profit. And so when I look at people that are having struggles with money, having struggles increasing, really the only thing I typically look at is, okay, where are you wasting your time? As a certified financial educator, as a coach in these things, I just simply start to look at their life and be like, where are you wasting your time? Because that's the time you could be using to work a little harder, work a little smarter in order to increase your profits or your wages or whatever the case may be. I want you to think about that for a second. All mere talk leads only to poverty. Where are you wasting your time? And here's the reality. All of us are wasting some time someplace because that's just human nature, right? We're not going to always we're not robots. But to identify where you are wasting your time, put you in a space where you say, I'm going to, this is getting a little bit lengthy. Let me make sure I pull this back a little bit and let me not waste as much time in this particular area as I would normally do because I'm focused on getting some results that I want out of my life. Where are you wasting your time? Where are you wasting your time? If you want better results for whatever it is that you do, I'm telling you, one of the great places to look is where your time is going and where it's being wasted. Who is being wasted with? Some of the relationships that we have, you're wasting your time. And you know it. The flags have been on the wall. You see it crystal clear. You're like, man, this ain't real. I'm telling you, I got good at cutting people off. Like, man, you're a waste of time. And it's not that they're bad people. It's just they just don't know. Y'all, I got stuff to do. I got results I want to get out of my life. I got places to go. And this right here is a waste of time. I'm going to spend my whole day arguing with you about some frivolous and trivial stuff. That's a waste of time. I'm just saying, hey, you and I know when we know. Now we might not necessarily, do what we know is best for us all the time, but we know. We're adults. We've seen it before. We still get ourselves into it, but we know. We know. We might not trust that we know, but we know. That little voice spoke to us. It done told us time and time again, God does send his angels and his messengers. We still stubborn and don't listen, but we know. We know. And so people don't really like, some of my tactics because they know that I'm not going to let them get away with acting like they don't know. They got plenty of people in their life that cover over the stuff that they like. You know that. Don't act like you didn't know that. You know. Maybe say results. 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 When I put in the work, I got results. What's going on with your Queen Antoinette? When I put in the work, I got results. When I put in the work, I got results. Wow. Let's keep going. Continue to talk about being lazy. Now, I don't think I got anybody that's here with us this morning that's lazy because you wouldn't have been up this early. But nonetheless, just to protect ourselves. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13 says this: do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. How many guys remember times in your life where you would sleep all day? I mean, you stay up all night and you sleep all day. At times in your life, you probably have done that. I don't know. I know I did. I used to do that. I'm like, dang. Then I start thinking, and then I start reading. I start realizing that, successful people, wealthy people, people that got stuff to do, they get up. They get out and they go get something. And guess what I did? I said, well, hey, if I want to have this type of success in my life, then I'm going to have to change this stuff that's going on with me. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's early in the morning. It just means that, because you might work overnight. So getting up early in the morning might not work for you. But if you work overnight, sleeping until you got to go back to work again won't work either. So either way, you got to set some parameters for your life. Do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. The Bible tells us this stuff. It tells us this stuff. Do we read it? Do we listen? So this is our motivation for today, guys. Hopefully it's helping you out just to think about some things and to pinpoint some places in your life to help you to build wealth for yourself. It comes through hard work, and I would say smart too, and it comes through wise counsel. Right? Listening to those that are smarter than us, that have been there, done that, taking good, sound, quality advice, which many of us don't really ask for. Let me tell you something. Advice comes freely to those who ask. But one of the difficult things I found for people to do when it comes to asking for advice is to humble themselves, to drop the ego and the pride. Because pride comes before the fall. And because we're prideful and we're egotistical, we refuse to ask for help until we done messed up. Now that we won't ask, look about it. We don't ask before. We ask after. We ask for forgiveness after, when we could have asked for advice before to prevent us from doing the stupid things, the stupid stuff. Would you agree? If I would have just asked for advice in advance, or I would have went to my elders or whoever, these sages in my life, and I just said, hey, I need some wise counsel as it relates to this particular thing that I'm thinking about doing or I'm considering or whatever, I could have avoided so much trouble. But because I didn't ask in advance for advice, now I got to ask for forgiveness because I messed up. I messed up. And it wasn't that I refused to listen. It was that I refused to ask. Everybody put in the comments, so ask. It wasn't that you refused to listen. Although I believe God sent some messengers to try to prevent you from doing that stupid stuff, whatever that was. But you refused to ask. You refused to ask. This is a new Black Wall Street Book Club, where black folk do read. You put it in a book, like the Bible. You put it in a book, like The Black Billionaires Club and How They Built Their Wealth, written by yours truly. And we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.